professional bull riding, there are no second chances. One mistake, a bad fall, or an angry bull can change a life in seconds. Today we will go over incidents that left deep scars, both physical and emotional. These are the 10 worst incidents in the history of bull riding. Let's begin. Number 10. Thiago Salgado. Thiago Salgado, a Brazilian rider known for keeping calm even in the wildest rides, was at a key moment in his career. That night, the arena was packed, the crowd roared, and the air was charged with tension. The bull he was about to face had a reputation for being unpredictable, and although it wasn't one of the heaviest, its aggressiveness made it a real danger. When the gate opened, Thiago kept control during the first seconds, following every movement of the animal. But then, a violent turn to the right threw him off balance. Thiago fell on his back, hitting his head against the dirt. The worst came after. The bull, out of control, turned on him and stomped on his chest with its full weight. The crowd fell silent as the rodeo clowns tried to drive the animal away. Thiago suffered multiple rib fractures and a punctured lung. Even so, after months of recovery, he returned to compete, proving that his spirit was stronger than any fall. Number 9. Brady Fielder. Brady Fielder, one of Australia's emerging talents, had earned respect for his risky style and his ability to tame bulls that others didn't even want to look at. But in a key competition, that bravery almost cost him his life. The bull he drew was not famous for its size, but for its explosiveness. From the first jump, Brady knew it was going to be a brutal fight. The animal combined quick spins with jumps that tossed him into the air like a rag doll. In a treacherous move, the bull lifted itself on its front legs, and when coming down, its back hit Brady's chin hard. The impact knocked him out for a few seconds, and his body was left hanging with his hands still trapped in the rope. For nearly 5 seconds, he was dragged like a lifeless doll while the bull kept spinning and jumping. The rodeo clowns managed to free him, but not before he suffered a concussion and multiple bruises. The image of Brady being dragged without being able to defend himself stayed in the memory of everyone present. Number 8. Jason Malone. Jason Malone was known for his aggressiveness in the arena, never hesitating to face the most feared bulls of the PBR. His name had earned a place among the elite competitors, but one night his career almost ended in the worst way. The bull he drew, although not the highest ranked, had a history of throwing riders off in violent ways. In the first seconds, Jason seemed to have the situation under control, but the bull made an unexpected sideways move that threw him off balance. Jason fell on his back right in front of the animal's hind legs. A direct stomp to the abdomen knocked the wind out of him, while the second blow, this time on his shoulder, caused a fracture. What followed was a chaotic scene. The medical team rushed in immediately. The crowd watched in horror, and the bull had to be distracted so it wouldn't charge again. Jason spent weeks in the hospital and months in rehabilitation, but his determination took him back to the arena, although he admitted that the physical after effects never completely went away. Number 7. Derek Kolbaba. Derek Kolbaba is one of those riders who seem to have ice in their veins. With an elegant style and admirable endurance, he had accumulated major victories. However, everyone in the circuit knows that it only takes one bad night for everything to change. In a televised event, Derek faced a bull known as a backbreaker. The start was crushing, high jumps, sudden direction changes, and a power that forced Derek to tense every muscle. In the 6th second, a sharp turn to the left threw him into the void. Derek fell on his shoulder in the dirt, and before he could get up, he took a direct blow to the head from one of the bull's hind legs. The helmet absorbed part of the impact, but the damage was severe. Concussion, cuts on his face, and a dislocated shoulder. The crowd froze, and the TV broadcast had to cut the image momentarily. Despite the seriousness of the accident, Derek returned to compete months later, proving that his courage remained intact, although he admitted that night taught him how fragile life in rodeo can be. Number 6. Taylor Toves. Taylor Toves, a rider who combines technique with impressive strength, had earned the reputation of being one of the most consistent. However, in the world of rodeo, even consistency is no guarantee of safety. In a crucial competition, he faced a large, muscular, and extremely aggressive bull. From the moment the gate opened, the animal displayed unusual violence, higher jumps than normal, tight spins, and an energy that defied every attempt at control. In the 5th second, a jump combined with a sideways spin threw Taylor to the ground. What came next was brutal. Instead of moving away, the bull turned on itself and stomped on his back. The impact was so strong that the sound could be heard even over the noise of the crowd. The medics immobilized him immediately and took him away on a stretcher. He suffered vertebra fractures, but fortunately there was no spinal cord damage. Even so, Taylor spent months away from competitions, and his return was seen as a personal triumph over adversity. Number 5. Emilio Resende. Emilio Resende from Brazil is one of those competitors who don't back down from anything. His style has always been explosive, capable of dominating bulls that others consider uncontrollable. However, on a night that began like any other, he lived through a nightmare that would mark his career. The bull he drew was huge, with a musculature that looked carved from stone and a gaze full of pure fury. When the gate opened, Emilio tried to impose his technique, but the animal responded with a series of jumps so violent that each one seemed to shake his bones. In the 4th second, a sudden turn to the right threw him backwards, briefly trapping his wrist in the rope. For several meters, he was dragged like a doll while the bull kept shaking violently. The rodeo clowns managed to free him, but not before he received a crushing stomp on his left leg, causing multiple fractures. Footage of that moment was replayed on screens for days, reminding the world that even the strongest can fall in a second. Number 4. Bodacious. Bodacious is not a rider, but a bull. And not just any bull. Nicknamed the most dangerous bull in the world, his name is synonymous with destruction in rodeo history. Known for his extremely high jumps and his ability to headbutt riders, Bodacious left behind a list of injured riders that seemed endless. In one of his most remembered encounters, an experienced rider tried to tame him, but what followed was a direct attack. As soon as he left the gate, Bodacious threw the front of his body upward and forward with such force that the rider's face slammed directly into his skull. The result was devastating: broken facial bones, lost teeth, and massive nasal bleeding. The footage became iconic, not for its beauty, but for the terror it conveyed. Many competitors openly admitted they would rather withdraw than ride Bodacious, and his legend grew as a living warning of what an animal weighing over 1,500 pounds with pure malice could do. Number 3. Jerome Davis.
Yes, sir, pay the man. Oh, my, get up. Oh, boy.
Jerome Davis, one of the most respected riders on the circuit, had always been an example of discipline and courage. But even legends can face their worst day. In an important event, Davis confronted an imposing bull that combined brute strength with an unsettling cunning. For the first few seconds, Jerome seemed to have control, applying his experience to anticipate each movement. However, an especially high jump followed by a sideways spin threw him backward, landing in such a way that his neck took a brutal blow against the ground. The impact caused a spinal cord injury that left him paralyzed from the chest down. The scene was heartbreaking, fellow professionals and spectators with tears in their eyes as he was carried out of the arena. Although his career as a rider ended that day, Jerome did not give up. He remained connected to rodeo as a trainer and motivator, inspiring others with his resilience and love for the sport. Number 2. Schroeder. Schroeder was a young competitor but with fierce talent. His performances had begun to attract the attention of experts and sponsors. However, everything changed in the blink of an eye during a high-level competition. The bull he drew was a veteran of the arena, known for its unpredictable changes of direction. As soon as the gate opened, the animal began a series of movements so erratic that Bo had to use every ounce of strength to stay in place. In the 5th second, a forward leap combined with a spin launched him directly toward the ground, where he landed face first. The bull, wasting no time, turned and rammed him with its head, striking him in the torso and throwing him several meters away. The crowd held its breath as emergency crews ran toward him. Bo suffered fractured ribs, a collapsed lung, and multiple internal bruises. The brutality of the incident made it clear that, in rodeo, the line between glory and tragedy is razor thin. Number 1. Sean Willingham.
Oh boy!
Sean Willingham is a legendary figure in the PBR, recognized for his longevity and his courage in facing some of the most dangerous bulls in the world. But in a competition that seemed routine, the situation turned deadly serious in seconds. The bull he faced, a giant with a menacing stare, came out of the gate like a bullet. The first few seconds were all-out war, violent spins, high jumps, and a power that seemed inexhaustible. In the 6th second, a violent headbutt from the bull struck Sean square in the face, breaking his nasal septum and leaving him dazed. Before he could react, he was thrown to the ground and ended up right under the animal's hind legs. A direct stomp on his shoulder fractured his collarbone, while another blow to his side caused internal injuries. The image of Sean being carried out on a stretcher, his face covered in blood, became one of the most impactful in PBR history. Although he returned to compete after a long recovery, he himself admitted that day changed the way he saw rodeo forever. Rodeo does not forgive. These 10 incidents are not just part of the sport's history, they are reminders of how extreme it can be to face a bull weighing more than 1,500 pounds, determined to throw you off its back. From multiple fractures to life-changing injuries, each of these moments reflects the fine line that separates glory from disaster. And despite it all, riders keep returning to the arena, driven by passion, pride, and the pursuit of that perfect 8-second moment on the back of an untamable beast.